How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to We the Fandom. If you're new to this channel and clicked on this video, feel free to check out the rest of the Ultimate Universe playlist. Today I'm covering issue 6 of Ultimate Spider-Man, where Spidey gets his ass beat by the Kingpin. Now, Peter just shows up to his family, and I'm not sure if they woke up in the morning and came out to him with a black eye, or if he showed up in the late afternoon, but he tries to pass it off as a consequence of Parker luck, which if you've read Spider-Man for any length of time, you know exactly how bad the Parker luck is. But then May accidentally asks Peter if he got hurt being a superhero, and then MJ gives him the stink eye and asks him what really happened. Peter says, "Well, kids, let me tell you the story about how me and my buddy Harry got our asses beat by the Kingpin." And I was wondering how and when Peter was going to tell MJ and Ben about his secret identity. I guess it made sense that at some point he would become damaged enough for them to notice. So Pete and Harry had been watching the Kingpin's penthouse for days when they finally decide to attack. Peter's having reservations as he's never broken the law, and neither of them have code names. When Peter tells Harry that everyone is calling him the Green Goblin, Harry says nobody gets to pick his name, but when Peter asks what he wants to be called, he says, "Actually, I kind of like the Green Goblin." Why anyone who's trying to do right and isn't a psycho like Norman Osborn would choose the name Green Goblin for themselves, I have no idea. The two would-be heroes break into the Kingpin's penthouse, and he isn't surprised at all. In fact, he set a trap so that he could take care of them himself. The Kingpin ends up demolishing the two of them, and they end up having to flee for their lives. It's funny to see how innocent and naive Peter was, because when the Kingpin first attacks, he throws a shelf at the Goblin, sending him into a wall, and Peter says, "Whoa, if he wasn't wearing armor, that could have killed him." And Kingpin's just like, "Yeah, that's the idea." I mean, I kind of thought that Peter would have understood the stakes after having fought the Shocker and Bullseye. I don't know how I feel about Kingpin having the same subdermal armor as Bullseye. 616 Kingpin could handle certain superhumans with just his own strength, as it turned out that he wasn't super fat, but incredibly muscular with a layer of fat on the outside, and they also had sumo wrestler training. Now, you might say even then that seems unrealistic that he could face certain superhumans, but it's a Marvel comic. I think it makes him seem less capable than his 616 counterpart that he has to use a type of armor to fight. Now, what was really surprising was how okay MJ and Ben were with Peter hiding his identity. All he had to say was, "Well, there's bad people out there and I have to stop them." And they're kind of just like, "Oh, okay then." Even MJ kind of shrugs it off and tells Peter that she's proud of him and that she wants to see the suit and go web slinging. Though she does give him his code name, Spider-Man, because up until this point, he's just been going as Peter in a Spider-Man costume. So May chose the look of his costume. MJ came up with his code name, which means his son Ben has to come up with something. And now I'm thinking instead of MJ dying, it might be Ben, because that way there is still a Ben dying who tells Peter, "With great power comes great responsibility." Although technically Harry already said that, so perhaps Ben just gives him that extra motivation to really be a hero. But I think Peter's wife and son would have been justified in being more upset about his secret identity. What I'm more interested in, though, is the aftermath at Harry Osborn's house. How does Gwen react to the attack on the Kingpin, given that he's sort of a business rival publicly, as well as a philanthropist, even though he's he's kind of a criminal and kind of a de facto evil warlord of New York behind the scenes. And what are Harry's plans now that he's failed in his task? The Kingpin took them out pretty easily. Like, they were not prepared at all. I thought the Green Goblin would put up a better fight, given that he's wearing Iron Man armor. And he knew about the subdermal armor because he took it out of Bullseye. So I feel like he should have come better prepared. Either way, it was a great issue, except for, I think it was issue 4, which I hated. I really enjoyed the first story arc. I hope Jonathan Hickman keeps writing Spider-Man, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. I'd love to know what you guys think about issue 6, as well as the first story arc of Ultimate Spider-Man in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on more content like this. Thanks for watching.